just show my computer on the back wall, please. Maybe you can lower the lights a bit so we can actually see what we're looking at. So the next project we're going to do is with Design for Virtual Theater and Game students and the student for theater design or scenography. And of course the scenographers are very good in making a physical theatrical space. And Design for Virtual Theater and Game students are very good in creating virtual spaces. And I think it's very interesting if those two mix together. So it's called the Mixed Reality Project. Just to again repeat, if you show 3D on a flat wall, what you see is just a flat image of a 3D space. However, if we project that on a physical object, so then we can put the beamer on, something interesting starts to happen. So what we're now playing, and again, this is not my idea, and there are a lot of groups, there's one group in Germany is very interesting, and some French groups who are projecting on buildings. And what they do is they actually build the building also in the computer. And they overlay those two together. And that gives very interesting options. So I want to show you that, how that works. Now we see something. Okay, so why do I find this interesting? Well, I just explained to you why. Because now the lighting is coming from that beamer. It's a frontal light. However, we also have virtual lights. So maybe you can move the virtual spotlight a bit.
And move the box.
No, I want the virtual light to move around a bit. And just bring it to the front. What you now see is this box start to throw a shadow into the physical space, which means the light is there. Yeah. So they can also put shadows on each other. You see now the shadow of this going there. So it's very interesting. We now have virtual lights having an actual shadow effect on physical objects. I think this opens up possibilities, doesn't it? So, of course, I stick to my abstract blocks for the safety of you not liking the images I like. There's one more thing I need to tell you, which is the ground plane of the virtual world goes through the wall. Yeah? So that's why this shadow seems a bit weird, because it's actually perspectively going into the wall. We can also build that physical wall in virtual space and then it would actually fit. Maybe you can move that little block around. What we also have is a little virtual target character thing. You can actually move through a physical block. There it goes, there it is. Which is also nice. It could be a character or something else. But right now, yeah, it's coming out of its little hole there. I feel like Edinburgh, like this is a, well anyway. Put it in the middle. A bit backward. And I think it's interesting. Let's say I have a remote. We have not connected this because of my laptop, but we can connect it because it's a Unity 3D engine. And I have a remote. And let's say I clap my hands. We can actually project or let physical objects in virtual space fall correctly on physical objects. So do it again. You see that balls are actually falling off, they're rolling off, they're falling off here. That gives a lot of interesting options because now I can have actually both physical connection with the reality of this box and at the same time project something that's virtual. And of course, if there's also motion tracking, the system even knows I'm here. So the balls might all roll toward me or they go away from me because they're scared or whatever. The fact that the balls now are rolling sort of weird on the walls, again, the ground plane of the virtual world is going straight into the wall. And so that's how it looks on 2D. This is how it looks on an actual object. And I think that makes a hell of a difference. Good. We can put the lights on again. One final thought is that we, with the same idea of mixing virtual and physical space, make use of that silver screen there and this very professionally rigged beamer setup, which is this actually a straw, but doesn't matter. That's that's the level we're on. It has to be affordable. And the thing is, we can project stereoscopic images. So we use the engine, we can have a cube floating in space. When you put glasses on, it will actually hang in front of you. that we can demonstrate after the break for people who want to see. I only have 2 glasses, so I cannot show you. Plus, if I want to show you, I should have painted this whole wall silver, which is probably what Huizenberg would like me to do. Can you start a text engine very fast?
I could try.
After all this like building up spectacular media, we were done, and then we're like, I don't know how it happened. Somebody asked like, so can you also produce text? And I became very red and very silent for a long time, because of course that's the basis of theater. And we didn't have anything where you could actually use text. So we also built a text engine, as we call it, or a module. You can call it a module also. Can I have this? Oh, we're already there. Good.
Almost.
So we can type text, and that's really spectacular, of course, that you cannot do on your computer. Okay, so why don't you type what I say? That would be nice. But maybe you also at the same time do what your wonderful engine can do. So I have my monologue, which is completely improvised, and I think a text writer can also be a performer, of course. So we have a dialogue in a way. He's typing like crazy. I think there's a lot of interesting experiments in theater where text could actually become a character or some other layer to the stuff I'm saying. Well, I said a lot more than that. It's a you could type faster. Why are you taking the text away? Oh, okay. All right. Good. I'll stop it then. The only thing is we can also record the text, so we can make live into pre-recorded, which is nice. So maybe you can now take a break and press play. Now the text is actually just playing. Why that is interesting is that we can actually prepare text and then make it locative. So again, when I'm standing here, I trigger a certain text. When I do something, you trigger another text. So that's it. I mean, that gives possibilities between live and not live, and putting text in places on the basis of the interaction or action on the floor. Not as good in English. I knew that somehow we would say that. Okay, good.